Hey, this is Mike. I am in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at Judd Kuhn Chevrolet, and one of the cool things about Judd Kuhn Chevrolet is you never know what you're gonna see here. I mean, they have all kinds of cool stuff. So I don't typically recently haven't done a whole lot of videos on used vehicles, but this is a 2015 Subaru WRX STI Limited that I just had to get my hands on. Amazing car. 2.5 liter intercooled turbo engine, 305 horsepower, manual transmission. Blow your mind in lots of different ways. So keep in mind, this is a pre-owned vehicle. It does have some, alterations and stuff like that, but let's check it out. 18-inch aluminum wheels, forged aluminum wheels, with the ventilated disc brakes in the front and back. It's got the awesome, what looks like Brembo calipers there on this vehicle, and it has the STI written on the side. Absolutely amazing car. Let's take a look here in the back. Check out the brake system. That's one of the things with a high-end fast sports car. You want a seriously good brake system too. You got the STI on the exhaust back here, but we'll look at that in a second. Has a tint on the windows already, which is awesome, especially on a black vehicle with a black interior. And you'll notice here on the front, it has the, since it's limited, it has the HID projector headlights here on the front, and then you have the halogen fog lights here at the bottom. Then you got the accents around the headlights, which look awesome. But another thing you'll notice on the Subaru, on the WRX, is the awesome hood scoop here, which is for the intercooler, which I'll show you that when we look under the hood. It's like a Ram Air intercooler, I guess you can say. Really sweet car. And my Acura over there is getting jealous, which I don't blame it. So let's take a look here on the passenger side in the front and look at the epic interior. Now this one has the premium Harman Kardon sound system. You see that in the door there. Then you've got the contrast stitching on the leather there on the side and on the door. Chrome handle, place to put a bottle and stuff there. Got the STI badge across the threshold, and the manual adjustments here on the passenger side. Seats, perforated heated seats with really significant bolstering, which is really comfortable, not too intrusive. It has the rubber floor mats already. Has the carbon fiber accents. That's not real carbon fiber, but it's good enough. It looks cool. You've got the glove compartment there. Nothing really special about the glove compartment. It's just kind of a normal one. Plastic interior. Let's take a look at the back seats. Same styling on the back seat door. Not too bad with the legroom. It's pretty decent back here. You can fold the seats down in case you need some more cargo space. Kind of over doubles your cargo capacity once you fold the seats down. You have some storage there. This folds down, giving you some 2 cup holders for the back seat drivers. And you have the headrest. You have a small headrest there in the center, so you don't have any armrest there in the center. So this is a locking door, so let me go ahead and unlock it. It's right here. Just lift that up and it opens up your door. All right, let's open up the door. And we have the cap there with a little plastic tether, and the little plastic tether keeps you from losing the fuel cap, but also you have this little place to put the fuel cup when it's, you know, while you're putting gas in it, so it's completely out of your way, which is pretty cool. So I don't know if you can hear this, but this thing has an awesome rumble. Really impressive sound for a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. It'll blow your mind. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look here in the trunk. All right, got plenty of room back here, especially considering you can fold the seats down. Looks like somebody's had a system in this thing before. Let's open up in here. You got a spare tire down in there, and there's some of your tools. Let's take a look there. Now this one has a symmetrical all-wheel drive, and I'll show you some of the controls on the inside. But before we do that, let's go ahead and check out the engine. I know you want to see it. I know I do. So to open the hood, the latch is just a little bit to the right of the Subaru symbol there. It's just right here, and you push it to your left and you lift it up like so. Oh yeah, so you can see the air that goes into this hood scoop goes right straight into that intercooler. Isn't that awesome? So this has the what they call like a Boxster engine, where 2 cylinders are facing to the right and 2 cylinders facing to the left, and this will give you a lower center of gravity, among other things. Gives you some better cooling, because the heat is kind of divided up, and the airflow comes in from the top, and there's the intake there, those red pipes there, that's actually the intake, and then the exhaust is on the bottom. So the exhaust is flowed out the bottom as you're driving. So that's another pretty cool feature. You have the cold air intake, or kind of like a cold air intake in a way, there on the side. And the intercooler basically cools the air before it enters the intake. So that's one of the cool things about the intercool, is that the colder the air you get, the closer the molecules are together. That way you get more oxygen in the engine to give you better combustion. So when you use the intercooler to cool that air, it condenses those molecules, gives you more oxygen, and thus gives you better horsepower and everything like that. So the intercooler system is a really, really cool feature. All right, lots and lots of things to say about that engine. I can talk forever, but let's move on to the inside, and because there's a lot of stuff on the inside to show you. So here's the key fob, and it's just a little square box here, and it has the Subaru symbol on one side. Then you've got your door locks and your trunk release there, plus a panic alarm there on that side. And there is actually a key on the inside if you need to take it out. In case the battery goes dead, you can still access your vehicle. But let's go ahead and start it up. To start it up with the manual transmission, you have to have your foot on the clutch, the brake, make sure it's in neutral, and just push the start button. Here we are on the inside. Man, this car gets me excited. Has a ton of cool features. It's very comfortable. It has the power seat on the driver's side, which goes up and down and all that stuff. You got the 6-speed manual transmission. You got different drive modes, and then you can adjust your all-wheel drive system. We'll get into all that in a minute. But man, this is just amazing. So let's go ahead and start here on the driver's door. You see it has the little storage pocket there. And then you got your power windows, and that one's illuminated, which is pretty neat. You actually see it during the day. It's an automatic power window. So your door lock controls are here, and you can lock out all the other windows if you want to, like so. Oh yeah, I see. When they're not locked out, then they will illuminate as well. Isn't that cool? I guess they were locked out. They were locked out before. And it is an automatic feature, so you just push it one time, and it goes all the way down. And then to raise it, you just lift it up, and it goes all the way up. Isn't that cool? Side mirrors are controlled with this little joystick. You just turn it to the desired side, and then you can adjust it just like a little joystick there. Then you put it in the center position, and that way you don't mess up your adjusted mirrors. Okay, so right here we have the dimmer switch for your interior gauges. You can make them brighter or dimmer. You can open up your trunk there, and then right here is your traction control button. In case you want to spin tires, you can push that, and you can do all kinds of neat things. But I would only suggest that as if you're stuck in the snow or ice, or snow or mud, and you need to spin tires. Otherwise, you want to gain traction, so you want to have traction. You don't want to lose traction if you actually want to move the vehicle. Okay, so check out the steering wheel here. We've got a dimpled here on the side, leather, flat bottom steering wheel with the STI logo. Very comfortable. It's very high quality feeling and rigid. It's not real soft and plush. It does give a little bit in your hand, but it's just like really solid and comfortable. Like, you know, you have something, a quality, high-end, high-performance steering wheel in your hand, which you actually do. Very significant bolsters to give you some lateral control there, or I guess it depends on how you turn the steering wheel. So here on the right, we've got your cruise control buttons. You just have to make sure it's turned on, and you'll see a little indicator light there to make sure that it's turned on. And then you can set it by pushing this down, and then you can change your speeds going up and down. Then you can always cancel it with this big button here. Here on the left is your radio controls for the most part. Your volume changed through your presets. Mode is like AM, FM, satellite radio. Then you have these other buttons here. The voice recognition is for, you can make calls with your Bluetooth phone, but you can also change to the stations, goes to specific addresses in the navigation system. There's lots of different commands for the Bluetooth system that you can use, and really handy feature, but also really good safety feature because it keeps your hands on the wheel and eyes on the road. And speaking of that, you can send and receive calls using the phone system once you pair your Bluetooth phone. You can also play music through the system with your Bluetooth phone if you have music on it. So you can answer calls, make calls, hang up there. So down here we've got some buttons, and they correspond with the screen here. Now check out these gauges. First of all, you'll notice 180-degree speedometer there on the right, RPM gauge is there on the left, you've got your coolant temperature there as well, and your fuel gauge there to the right. So in the center you have that digital screen, and you'll notice it gives you different information, your odometer, your trip, stuff like that, but also your miles per gallon there at the top. But you see right there, and in your center differential there, it has it's hard to explain, planetary gear type system in the center of the vehicle that can shift power to the front or back. Really cool. And it's just the power. I mean, of course your wheels are going to turn at the same rotation, otherwise you won't be able to control the vehicle, but it can shift the power, which is pretty cool. I'll show you in a second. But right here where it says the miles per hour, you can change that. So you can have a like a timer here, off, completely nothing there, and then you can go into different settings there for your menu system. And then right here is for your SI drive, and it goes back to your miles per hour. Now let's go back to the SI drive. You notice it has these 3 different lines, and those are like power curves, I guess you can say. And you notice that they gain power at different rates. Right now we are in the kind of regular drive mode. To change that, kind of show you right here, it has this little dial. So I'm just going to turn the dial. So we're going to go to that next drive, the sport mode, and it gives you a little bit higher, steeper power curve there. If I go again, that gives you the steepest. That's the super sharp is what it says here on the dial, power curve. So you're getting the absolute fastest power out of the engine, like you're getting the most aggressive power. So to change it, you can go left to sport, and then you've got sport sharp there to the right, and then the normal mode, you just push it in, and that's kind of the intelligent, normal, everyday driving position there. And then your center differential, you have the meter there. To change that, you can use this little dial right here, and you can go more towards negative or positive. So basically front or back. Alright, so let's take a look at this screen over here. We have the right now we're looking at your boost, what your turbo is actually boosting your engine, how much boost you're actually getting. Right now, since we're just idling, it's in the negative, so it's actually causing a little bit of a draw on the engine at just an idle. The reason why is there's not enough exhaust pressure to get the turbo spinning up. So so you can see it has the outside temperature, 100 degrees, it has the time, and then you have your your boost gauge there, plus you have that digital readout. And on the left is your climate control. So to control this screen, you have this little switch here. So I'm going to kind of scroll through just so I can show you. Scrolling down, you can go into a settings screen if you want to. I'm not going to do that now. Right now we've got a analog clock and a exterior temperature and your average miles per gallon there, or should I say real-time miles per gallon. I'm not really sure what that is, if it's real-time or if it's average. Could be a real-time. Scrolling down again, gives your miles to empty before you have to put gas in it, and then your average miles per gallon there, and then your real-time miles per gallon there at the bottom with a little bar system. This will be your average miles per gallon in the past 30 minutes, and it has like a graph there. And then this is pretty cool. This is a screen that I don't know the full extent of what this does, so maybe you can kind of, if anybody knows out there all the details, but from what I could tell, it gives you the, let's see if I can zoom in, because this is pretty cool. It gives you the power ratio from the front and back, from what I understand, but also let me turn the steering wheel and you can see it actually shows the wheels turning and everything. Isn't that cool? But yeah, I don't have any experience with this vehicle, so I'm not really sure if there's any the full extent of what this screen actually does. Alright, Scrolling through down here, this gives you kind of a summary, average miles per gallon, your PSI boost, and then your acceleration percent, like how much more you got left to go, which is pretty neat there. All right, let's scroll down again, and then it goes back to your boost screen there, your boost gauge, I should say. Okay, so down here is your touch screen, and right now I'm in the navigation screen, which you can, you know, of course, put in a specific address and it'll take you there. Of course, you can see the screen. It's very clear, easy to read. Also, all your words are in little bubbles, so they're easy to read and everything. So let's go ahead and go into the audio, so you can see with the radio. So you got AM, FM, satellite radio. You can also have AHA as an app on here. Your CD player does have a CD player there at the top. Play music through your phone, Bluetooth, stuff like that. All right, and then you got your voice recognition system. Has a little SD card where your navigation card goes in there. So here's your climate control. You can set your temperature. It's a dual zone climate control, so the driver and passenger have their own settings there. You can have the dual on and off. You can have, when it's off, then if you start changing this, it'll change automatically to dual if you want to do that. Fan speed's here in the center, and then your mode is where you want the air to blow. Say like out of the top vents, bottom vents, defrost, that kind of stuff. So down here, this is an aftermarket subwoofer level there that somebody put in, but the subwoofer's not in anymore. You got a 12-volt power supply down there, and a little storage cubby, STI badge. So here is your manual transmission, and what's cool about it, you can go through all 6 gears, and it is a real kind of short distance. It's not really that far to change the gears, but you can cycle through all 6 gears without worrying about accidentally going into reverse, because you actually have to lift this up like so before you can go in reverse. Let me get all the way over and put it in reverse there to show you the backup camera, and it pops up on the screen here. So there's a backup camera, really wide angle lens, so you can see, get a good view. Just pay attention to those guidelines. Make sure that you don't, make sure you have where the center is. You can see where the center is there with that X, and then you've got the no-go zone is in the red for absolute sure. Alright, so we've already checked out those buttons there. You've got your emergency / parking brake here, pretty standard. Cup holders are here. Heat controls are right here for driver and passenger. So the center armrest is here, and what's neat about it is that you can push this button and lift it up and snap it into place, and it kind of gives you a little bit more support, like lifts up to where you're, depending on where you want to rest your arm. So you can put that up or down, whichever you want. And then this also lifts up, and you have like a little storage compartment in here, but you also have a 12-volt power supply, USB port, and auxiliary input. So, and I think this is some kind of aftermarket thing going on down here, because I doubt that the factory has a phone cord hanging out at the bottom. So this is some kind of aftermarket thing. Auto dim rear view mirror, which you can turn on and off with this button here. Right now it's auto dimming because I have the light sensor covered up with the shade here. You have a digital compass on the top right there, showing you which way your vehicle is actually facing. All right, we've got some quick access reading lights, tap lights there. This is your microphone for your Bluetooth system. And your visors have mirrors and lights. And so right here is your controls for your sunroof. So let's check that out. This opens up. You got a shade that blocks 100% of the light. This opens up, and you can tilt it like so, but you can also open it up all the way like that. And of course, on a hot day like today, you can close it up with this. Let's take a look at the visibility in the back. Not too bad. You can see pretty good. You can see over the dash in the front really good too. It has that low center of gravity engine, so it doesn't have to have a massive hood sticking up. Has a little bit sticking up because of the intercooler, but not too bad. Alright, so what do you think of this car? I am certainly no expert in this vehicle. It is something I love. I love Subarus. The WRX is an amazing car. I wish I had more experience with it. I wish I can tell you that I've driven it, which I have not. But it is a sweet car, and I just could not pass up a chance to at least show you this car. So there's a couple things I'm not familiar with, so maybe if you do know, you can explain it to me. I'd really appreciate it. Also, it helps other people watching this video to give them more information, so I'd really appreciate that. And so anyways, if you have any experience with one of these, maybe you're thinking about buying one, or you took one for a test drive, or you drive one every day, please leave your experience and your comments in the comment section. It really helps out everybody. And thank you for watching, and thank you to Judd Kuhn Chevrolet. And if you're interested in this car, I'm going to leave a link in the description, and because now you've seen the whole thing, you might be interested in it. So, you know, I'll leave a link in the description while it lasts. You can check it out for yourself, and but anyway, you can contact them directly. And thank you for watching. Thank you to Judd Kuhn Chevrolet, and I'll see you next time.